Hi, welcome to Team Woolly Sheep Reviews. You may have been thinking about building a quad, and I thought I'd make a quick video to cover some of the basics on building one of your first quads. So you've settled on what frame you want. So you bought yourself a frame. You're looking for a 220, 230, 250, 215 even. You've set yourself on a frame. You've got yourself a set of motors. It's not about what we're going to install today, it's about what needs to be done. So you've got yourself a nice set of motors. 2200s, perfect. These are 2205s. That'd be perfect. Like I said, you're looking, you're following the hype. You see what motors are on offer. So you pick yourself up a set of VSCs, 20 amp, 30 amp, but you've got a set of VSCs. So you've got your frame, you've got your motors, you've got your ESCs. Then it comes to the flight controller. What flight controller? I don't know. There's so many different flight controllers. However, there's a new flight controller which is worth its weight in gold, in my opinion. Right, I've got to say it. Joshua, you're a genius. Producing this board makes life so much easier for beginners like myself and people exploring in FPV, because it makes life such a simple process to configure one of these compared to some of the other boards that's out there. Yeah, they all look the same. Yeah, they all do the same thing. However, you've got everything all on one. You have an on-screen display built in, so you literally sit down, study the manual, and you will see that this board covers everything. There's a step-by-step instructions in Joshua's manual. You can download this, print it, stick it in a nice bound cover, whatever you like, because it's got all the instructions step by step on how to configure this board, and everything is in the right place. Everything is where it needs to be. The motor connections are where they need to be, S1, 2, 3, 4. The VTX on the back, the camera on the front. In the right place. What can I say? And you've got the motor connections in the corners where they need to be. It's a quadcopter. There's 4 connections. Let's have them there. Perfect. The old Naze 32s, we had them on the side, we had the receiver on the other side, and we had them on the night. Oh, God help. So this is well designed, perfect for the likes of you and me to configure your own quadcopters and do your own thing. Really recommended, and I suggest if you're thinking of getting a flight controller, this will be an ideal choice to tick all the boxes. So for him to put his name to this says a lot, and I've got great respect for Joshua, and he does an absolutely fantastic job. And what he has done with this, he has selected the older gyro chips. Now I don't know whether you remember the old Naze 32s. We used to bolt them into the board and fly, no issues at all. We had no vibration issues, there was no problems at all. What he's done is gone back to that original gyro chip that worked, and worked very well. So you've still got the F4 processor and everything working at speed, but the old gyro chip is far, far superior than the new ones that's come out, because the new ones don't seem to be cutting it. They seem to be so sensitive, it's ridiculous. Whereas the older one just seemed to work. It was a good selection then, and it's still a good selection now. It's not broken, so there's nothing to fix. Joshua has gone back with that and swears by it. And if he swears by it, you need to follow it, because that guy knows what he's talking about. It's quite a nice, actually, the board. So, right, now why is this different? Because Joshua recognises the fact that people out there want to build their own quads and may not have the knowledge. So he has produced this instruction book. I've downloaded the instruction book. It doesn't come with the flight controller. I've downloaded it and I printed it and I put it in a nice cover. And basically it tells you a little bit about it, and it goes through step by step on what you need to do to build your quad. Assembly instructions. So there you have your battery soldering. Now this one is different because you actually solder your ESCs and your battery connection direct to that, so you don't need one of these power distribution boards. So that, you connect the battery to this, so you put a battery plug lead and plug on it. You connect your speed controllers directly to it, so you haven't got any issues with having stacked boards. Really, really nice layout. So he's taken the trouble to develop this instructions, which allows you to follow quite easily and assemble your quadcopter. A couple of people I know have actually purchased this and using it, said it's the best thing they've bought so far, and they will be buying more.